sort of think Johni Broome's Superman. Like the fact that he didn't break anything, seeing how his ankle bent, and a couple weeks ago when he popped his shoulder out and just like popped it back in and played the next game, like this dude is tough as nails, man. And hopefully he's back as soon as possible. Obviously, having an incredible season. This was their worst performance of the year against South Carolina. They were bad, and it's not just Broome's injury. Like they probably deserved to lose and just kind of battled and found their way. I don't have any major long-term concerns with them, assuming that Broome does come back healthy. But for this middle stretch, I wonder if teams can pick them off, because without Broome, it just changes everything about how they play, because he's so involved in everything. He can pass. Like Johni Broome has a 23% assist rate and an 8% turnover rate. That's like point guard numbers, and he's their 4/5. Like he's been incredible, and it's covered some of the weaknesses of the other pieces on the roster, right? Like Pettiford's been really fun to watch, but Pettiford's a combo. He's not like a true run the team guy, and they've been able to get away with not a true point guard because they could really trust Johni Broome as a playmaker. So, everything changes if he's not on the floor. And this league is unforgiving. Right? Mississippi State, at Georgia, home Tennessee, at LSU, at Ole Miss, your next 5. Like that ain't fun. It is going to be a grind for them for as long as Broome is out. But I still think bigger picture once he's back. I love this group. I'm also just going to chime in. I think Dusty, you were on the show with me when I mentioned the comp of this Auburn team to 22-23 UConn. And that they should have been number one forever. They're this clear wagon. They're rolling in their MT. They have all these wins, and their point guard plays a question. Like there's so many weird things. Well, wouldn't this injury perfectly time up for that mid-January swoon that knocks everyone off, just like the Huskies a couple years ago? So this is all part of the script, I think.
Yeah, there you go. And
anytime you lose like a National Player of the Year candidate, it's going to suck. It's going to hurt. But like one thing that Bruce Pearl has with Auburn is depth. Like that's his culture. That's been his culture wherever he's been at, So there's no surprise that they won that game. I know they didn't play great, but the fact that he was out and they were able to still fight back on the road in the SEC, I think just, speaks volumes to next man up. You're going to see a lot more Chady Johnson, a lot more Dylan Cardwell. I don't even know who else he has on the roster behind there, just from the depth on the team and running out as many guys as possible. But I love what I saw. I know he's a freshman. I know he's a combo, but Pettiford, he was able to make a lot of winning plays in that game against South Carolina. This is just going to be a big spot for them to just continue to grow, continue to get better. So when Johni comes back, now it's even a more well-oiled machine because so many guys have stepped up into much bigger roles, and then him joining that fray, they're going to be better than they were when he got hurt and came out. So I still like Auburn. Bruce Pearl is an elite coach, and it's just a matter of next man up, and that's his culture, and that's what they'll do.
Yeah, I was, even before the injury, I was kind of trending a little bit towards, what, Duke might actually be the best team in college basketball here. And then the same day that Johni Broome sprains his ankle, Cooper Flagg goes for 42.7 assists, 6 rebounds on all of 14 shots. Coming off of what was the first time that we saw like a viral moment from him during the week when he had that dunk against Pitt. Duke sitting here at 14-2 now. They're a couple of late possessions away from being undefeated with Malik Brown healthy. And I don't think we have word on that yet, but hopefully it's not too serious. But with him healthy, they look like the best defensive team in the sport. When they take out their 7-foot rim protector, Kaman Malawak, and then they go with Malik Brown at the 5 with Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple and Tyrese Proctor and Sion James. And all of a sudden you got 5 dudes that are all between 6'6" and 6'9" and can guard point guards and 5 men. Like, what do you do with that when they start switching on you? Sweeney, I don't know where you're at, but I was, even before the what happened this weekend, I was starting to trend a little bit towards, what, Duke might actually be the team in college basketball this year.
Yeah, they're dominant right now, and I think they're going to be throughout conference play. I still think I would lean Auburn just because the body of work and what they've accomplished. But like, I mean, man, like you laid it out. They are very complete. Cooper has taken his game to another level here as he gets comfortable. Like I think people have forgotten that Cooper Flagg turned 18 like even a month ago.
December.
I mean,
You like
it's
like
insane.
2 weeks ago.
It's absolutely insane what he's doing, and he's getting better as the season goes on. He's been the Ken Pom MVP of 4 straight games. Like he is absolutely taking over college basketball right now, and it's exciting to watch. Like this group is so complete. Look, I wish we were seeing them play the type of schedule in conference play that Auburn will have to, that Tennessee will have to, that a lot of the other elite teams will have to, because I just don't think they're going to be super tested heading into March. And we saw them struggle in big late game situations in November. I wish I could see some of those here in the next couple of weeks, but it's a good problem to have.
They get Illinois next month. They get Illinois next month.
That game is going to be a monster. But it's a good problem to have that you're never in close games because you're so good that you blow everyone out.
Yeah.
So
ACC sucks, man. What happened to that conference? What happened to that conference, dog?
All the Hall
So
of Famers
cheap.
retired. They started spending $10 million a year on Bill Belichick. Serious question. If you're like a guy in the SEC in the middle of the bottom, like a middle or the bottom program job, or somewhere in like the Big 12, why wouldn't you try to make the leap to one of these ACC jobs that are going to open up? Like, why wouldn't you leave a bottom of the Big 12 program to try to go get like Florida State or Miami in a conference where, like, who are you other than John Shire's recruiting ability? Like, is there anybody in that league that you would sit there and say, hey, you know what? I am terrified of them as a coach. I'm terrified of him as a recruiter.
Absolutely.
I kind of feel like that's the smart, like, professional career play is to go find a job in the ACC and go win a whole bunch of games. Like, all due respect to Brad Rennell, because he can absolutely coach his nuts off, but like, he's basically got the same team that he's had there for 15 years, and they went from being like I wonder if this is going to be the year they finally get in the tournament to, oh, you know what, they might be a top 3 team in this conference for the second straight season. And he basically, it's the same dudes, the same style. He's recruiting the same players. He's just been able to level up in the league because the rest of the league has kind of come back down a peg or two.
It's just so bad. It's just so – they have – half the league doesn't even have 10 wins yet. Half. Literally.